Steve Aoki is on the Cruz Show. Hey. Power 106. What is going on, Steve? How are you, man?
That's a party.
That's a way to wake up.
Right? There you go. Good fucking morning, brother.
Exactly.
What's going on, man? God, boobs were flying everywhere, and I'm talking about mine. Jesus Christ.
I was like, I was fine.
No, you were straight, bro. Damn, man. My titties were in Steve's face. Steve Aoki, what's going on, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah.
Yo, you ever think about cutting your hair?
No.
No way, right? No way. Is that your strength?
Yeah. I mean, it'd be kind of weird. I just feel weird naked. I would feel naked if my head was shaved or something.
You wouldn't shave it off, or just like a buzz cut?
Go back to the bleach hair.
It's always like those are the nightmares where I look in the mirror, like my hair's gone. Like what? That's the time when I actually see myself. So I don't want to see myself like that now.
Yeah, right. It's just too scary, right? Yo, Steve Aoki is here. Netflix, the documentary. I'll Sleep When I'm Dead. I've seen it about 4 or 5 times.
So
Crystal
good.
B put me onto it, and it is it's a great document. Are you a fan of documentaries?
I am. Yeah, definitely. And
Sure.
I mean, the guys that made this doc, that filmed the whole process, they made an incredible one before this called Jiro Dreams of Sushi.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
And
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why we opened the door for them to come and shoot with us.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a couple different people. They're like, hey, we want to see what it's like to be on the road with you guys. And I was like, you know what, the perspective that they can bring to the table will be so different.
Right.
It's not, we wanted to tell a story that's not necessarily about EDM. It's already out there. Everyone knows what it's like, what it's like to DJ. I mean, what it's like to look like DJing in front of all these people.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the story they told with this doc is something I could have never gone down that path. I wouldn't openly go, all right, let's talk about, family. Let's talk about that kind of stuff, because I just never really did that.
It takes someone for you to be that open, right? You needed someone to help you through that.
Yeah. I mean, I think at the end of the day, they filmed a bunch of stuff, and then they're like, we want to know what happened from the very, very beginning when nothing was happening, and you're trying to figure stuff out, and why things started happening.
Sure. Now, people perceived you as some rich kid who's got it all, and now he's thinking about DJing so he can do that because he's got the financial backing or all that. But there was a struggle there. There was a time where there was no money, even though your family had money. You opted out to struggle and to make it out of nothing.
I'll have to say that my father, he was very supportive in that he wasn't supportive.
Right.
And
right. He loved you enough to say, you're on your own.
Yeah. Well, I think at the end of the day, he's like, he's a very pragmatic, straightforward businessman.
Mm-hmm.
So when he saw what his impression of what I was doing was more short-sighted. Here's a kid DJing in bars, and he's making $100 here, $200 here.
Right.
And finally paying his
$50
rent.
gigs?
Yeah, of course, but and I was explaining to him the process, this is how I'm making money, this is how I'm doing. He's like, well, how much longer can you actually do that? And you're just going to end up becoming an alcoholic, and you're going to end up,
which is, I guess, kind of true, right? For a second.
Yeah. So you're already in an environment it's not made for a future. Yeah. So why would I? In my head, I'm later thinking about it. Why would I put money into this and help?
Sure.
Kind of enable that.
Yeah. And your dad, obviously founder of Benihana, great restaurant, by the way.
So
still love. I still love going there. My fiance loves it. But Benihana, and your dad's motto actually was, it's business, health, family. Family was at the bottom of that list. That's so weird, but dude, he was so driven for that business that he saw nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, but that's also indicative of this traditional Japanese work ethic.
Right.
I mean, you talk to other Japanese kids with parents from Japan, and how hard
it's tough, huh?
the patriarchs work, at least in the family.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a problem. It's not even it's not something good. It's actually something really negative in the tradition, because they get so lost in their jobs that they forget about family and at least he had fun. My dad had fun.
Oh, he had a lot of fun.
He had a lot of fun.
Did he have fun?
Gosh.
Yo, your man was out. I mean, listen, he was out there, right? He was out there. I mean,
on
boats and stuff, having a good time. You know what I mean? Surrounded by white women. I mean, listen, things were happening. Okay, it was a beautiful life. You know what I mean? He lived his life the way he wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Is that your way as well?
Well, yeah, yeah, I guess. I mean, in the sense that now I feel lucky because I can use this platform, this musical platform, to extend and try out all these different things that excite me or inspire me.
Right. And unfortunately, your dad is no longer here. But do you still talk to your dad?
I mean, I don't know. I guess in my dreams or something. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
I would have conversations with my dad all day if he wasn't here. You know what I mean? Because I'm still trying to get him to say I'm proud of you. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. I know what you mean.
He won't say it, Steve.
I know what
You know what I'm saying? That's all I want him.
Can you talk to him, bro?
To say. Can you talk to him, please?
And his dad is still here.
And my dad is still around, but he won't say it. But you can feel that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Steve Aoki is here, man. I'll Sleep When I'm Dead. The Netflix documentary is out. It's so good, man. And you touch on your father, and your mother is in the documentary as well. I love how she was there when the Madison Square Garden show did not happen. And you decided to take over these blocks downtown LA on the same day as Powerhouse, right?
Yeah, I wanted to go so bad.
She wanted to go so bad, but she had to work.
The same day as Powerhouse.
Right,
Why?
but your mom is in the front. Her hands are in the air. She's going crazy. And this is why you win. Because you get on the mic, you welcome everybody, and you go, "Hi, Mom." That's why you win.
Yeah, I do remember that, you know. I get excited when my mom's there. She just she's so excited. She has no idea what's really happening, what I'm saying or the music.
Like all parents,
you know,
right?
She's just like, wow, I can't believe my son's up there.
Is she shocked at your fame?
Yeah.
Right? Is she shocked at your fame, or does she just see you as part of your dad?
Yeah, I don't know. We never really talk about that. Just I mean, there's like some funny stories. I remember one time we were at a club, and this is one of the first times we played. I mean, I played down in Newport Beach, where she's from, or where I was from, and she brought all her like church friends with her, and they're all old Japanese ladies.
Right.
You know, and they're like,
the church group is there.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. They're all in the corner, these old Japanese ladies, and they're you know, enjoying themselves. I almost forget they're in the back. And I dropped, this is when I was dropping Rage Against the Machine in my sets, every single set.
Hell yeah.
And, you know, Zach's singing, you know, F you, I won't do what you tell me. I don't know if I can say that here.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Let it fly, bro. Fuck it.
Yeah. So, and you know, and then I usually get in the mic and I'm like chanting with him. And I'm like one the crowd to chant. And then and like 6 times, after saying it like, you know, 7 times.
Yeah.
In a row, I'm like, oh shit, my mom is right behind me with all her Christian diehard church, you know.
Meanwhile, she's like, you got to come see my sweet boy. He works so hard. People love him so much. And then, fuck you.
Yeah. But they are loving it, man. I was like, wow. They like, I mean, they just don't understand what I'm doing, but
but they can see it though. But they can see it.
They
you
see
know?
the crowd reaction. I wanted to ask about your mom doing her testimonials in the documentary. She gets a little emotional and choked up.
Man, I lost it at that part.
Yeah, you're not there like in the shot with her. So when you saw that footage being played back, was that something you knew, like how she felt though that way, or was that the first time seeing it?
I knew how she felt, but we don't talk about it that openly, so I wouldn't hear her say that.
Mm-hmm. And that's a cultural thing, right?
Yeah, definitely. You know, and I think in general, honestly, I only saw this doc once, and I saw it with her at the Beacon Theater with, you know, a bunch of people and my family. And after that, I just couldn't see it again because it's too hard. It's really difficult to watch.
Sure, your mom crying. You don't want to see your mom crying. You know, that's the last person ever.
Even for good things.
Right.
I mean, like making the film was a different thing. You know, it's like once you get comfortable with people, you can, you know, it's like you can be like a therapy session. You're like, all right, let's just bear it all. You know, let's talk. Let's really talk about things. Let's really talk about process. And that's why I love this. I love doing this film because I was able to talk about my father in a way that I never got to in general, even personally.
And your siblings.
And there's a scene in there. I don't want to give away too much because some people may not have seen it, but there's a scene where you're talking to your father and expressing to him how you feel on his deathbed.
Yeah, that was heavy, and that's something that like it's hard, you know, it's hard to process.
Of course,
you know, it's really difficult to. Because it was, I think, what you're talking about, how you know you want to prove to your father, and you want to see a reaction, you know, but you know you're not going to get one.
Right, you know it.
But you're hoping for it.
You're hoping for it, but you also know that it's not going to happen.
But like any gesture is like a I mean, it's like a waterfall of emotions, you know?
Yeah.
So
A
it's like,
handshake would go so far.
yeah. Just like, your dad wearing a power hat. It's like, wow.
Yeah, right.
You'll never forget that to the day
I'll
you die.
never forget it. Yeah, no, I'll tell you when it happened. 4th of July in Pasadena, 2 years ago. My dad was wearing the power hat, and for me, that was, okay, he sees what I'm doing. I guess he's kind of proud he's wearing the hat. Or it was just a free hat. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Chances are it was just a free hat and he loved it because he loves free stuff. But
it ain't a free hat for him,
Right. And I hate to keep talking about death. I know it's very dark, but that has a lot to do with your documentary and your friend and your mentor, DJ AM. There's one mix that I'll never forget. There's a mix that I still listen to till this day, and that was the mix that DJ AM did here during our 12 Days of Mixmas here at Power 106. And he did that, man, and it was such a special mix. You knew the guy. I mean, this guy was your brother.
Yeah. He was my mentor. He was my guru. He was my best friend. Yeah. And that I'm really happy we got to give him an homage too, at least from my side. Yeah. And he was a big deal. It's like he definitely put me under his wing as far as not just for DJing, but just as like on the human tip. I mean, the guy gave so much to people around him. Like he was a celebrity. He was always being pulled in every direction. But if you needed help, he'd be there. And like that's another thing that was really important. Is like he's always available, even at 3 a.m.
Yeah, they said he was just a friend that not a lot of people have. He was just the type of person that you don't necessarily meet every day.
I think just because he himself has been in really bad situations,
of course,
and there was people that were there to actually protect him or help him. It's almost like, why can't I do the same thing? And then like that kind of attitude, and that obviously that spreads around the people around you, and like I really try to soak up as much of that as possible.
Dude, you're set to play Madison Square Garden in the documentary. You have a press conference, right? I believe Waka Flocka is in the audience, right? And it looks lit, right? And you get a little emotional because you're talking to your father and you're like, I just wish he was fucking here so he can see his son play Madison Square Garden. And then the show doesn't happen. And obviously that's not it for you. You're touring all around the world. You're doing your thing. You're caking people left and right. You know what I'm saying? Man, you're dropping music. It's just an amazing life. But the fact that the Madison Square Garden show didn't happen, that really put you in a weird place.
Yeah.
And is that back on schedule? Do we plan on ever going back to that and doing that and fixing that?
It's like the way you plan it out is a year in advance.
Sure.
So, I mean, even for that, the whole thing, like releasing my album, I released it around that, that date. So now I'm not really thinking about it in that regard. So I think in this case, if and when I do that, it's got to be not around something like an album. It's going to be after an album,
There you go.
Because I don't want to put myself in a situation like that, because the truth be told, the way albums come out, they never really come out when they're supposed to come out.
Sure. Yeah. There's always something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Just piggyback at like a WWE event. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. You know what I mean?
Man.
WrestleMania and Steve Aoki lit. Let's go, right? What's up, Todd?
I would say, Steve, with technology, man, it's so much easier now for DJs to just coming up. They learn how to DJ so much faster. Technology makes it so easy. Are you worried about the craft ever being oversaturated or ruined by that?
I think in the end, I mean, this goes for production, this goes for more music in the game, whatever it might be. You're gonna get, people that will change the system up, do something new, do something different, and technology should help you, should enhance your craft, if anything. So
embrace it.
Yeah, embrace it and do something inventive.
Right. Do something crazy with it.
Yeah, do something like, whoa, I never thought about trying it like that.
Hell yeah. Like unplug your laptop and still make it work. You feel me? Do some shit no one has ever done. Like, how are you doing that?
Yeah.
And close it too. And close it, right?
You really fuck with them to close it?
Really fuck with them, you know what I mean?
No power cable?
Hey, yeah. Yo, Steve, do you really plan on freezing yourself when you die so they can preserve you?
I already have that
No way.
Why are you doing that?
Wow.
Do you think that's gonna work?
Well, it's an insurance policy, like.
Right.
I mean, I still believe that there's a possibility in our lifetime where we can live indefinitely. where unless like we get ran over by a bus.
Yeah.
I think through technology and the way things are going
Right.
at this exponential rate, because things don't happen 2 + 2 + 4, 4 + 2 + 6.
I'm already lost. You see, yeah, math isn't my strong suit, but you're right.
But I feel like we're going so fast that we're gonna get to a point where, I think we'll have the technology to live forever.
You should just have
That's
kids, and this way
insane.
you live forever.
Through your kids.
Yeah, right. I
Yeah,
mean, the kids carry on the legacy.
Yeah, I guess
You're not there, though.
that's the old approach, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I like to decide to opt out in life instead of having cancer come and take me.
Sure.
In a really bad way, or watching people you love die when
course.
when you don't want them to die and they don't
course.
want to die.
Of course.
You know
of
what I'm
course.
saying?
Yeah.
So, like if we can get to that point where we're like, hey, we're 800 years old and now
I'm ready to go.
I've done everything
It's
I could
enough
possibly
time.
think of.
Yeah. I should go now.
Right. I got one more thing to do.
Hogging up enough
Where are
air.
they going to store you? Where are they going to put you? Are they going to wheel you out to events? What happens? Do you worry about thawing out?
Yeah. Global warming, bro. Get careful.
Where are you going? Yeah, right. Where are they going to put you, man?
I've already been to this facility.
Have you? So
That's
you visited your resting
insane,
place?
Steve.
Yeah, I've been there twice already.
What are you doing there? Get out of there, man.
I mean, you have a couple of choices when you die. You're either going to get cremated, you're going to be buried.
I think I want to be cremated. Crystal, what do you want to do?
Barry.
Jeff G, the sports dude. Cremated. Todd?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
Todd thinks he's going to live forever.
I'm healthy. I don't
'Cause he
think
does
about it.
push-ups,
You
yeah.
can join me. You can join me.
Yeah, I might
So-
do that.
He works the alkaline water is saving his life.
So basically, like when you die, you. I mean, my layman's term about what
Please
the
tell us.
process.
Great.
Pretend you're talking to a 2-year-old. That's me. Go ahead.
So you're either going to get cremated, you're going to get buried, or you're lost at sea, or you're burnt up somewhere.
Oh,
Right.
Horrible tragedies.
Jesus. Right? Or your face is ripped off by a bear. I don't know.
This took a turn.
By a shark.
Al-Qaeda guns you down.
Some guy
like-
buries you in his basement. Listen, these things happen.
Or you get frozen, at this temperature that's so cold that your body remains exactly where it was before you got frozen.
Whoa.
So like let's say you pass away in a hospital and you died. That second after they claim that you're dead, that you're not going to come back.
Right.
They're done resuscitating you. That's when they start the process of putting you in this really cold temperature, and your body remains at that temperature, so it doesn't turn into rigor mortis, and you start decaying at the rate that it decays.
And can family come visit? Can people
That's
come
kinda
visit?
creepy.
I mean,
you're
like,
just
I'd
like-
want to visit. I think I'd want to visit.
Yeah, but like when you visit a gravesite, you're not seeing the body.
Sure.
So yeah, of course I'll have a gravesite. Just my body will be in this
No,
really
but
cold.
people can't
thing.
see you in the
It's
ice
like
cube.
see-through glass.
No,
or-
absolutely
You're
not.
gonna be preserved.
Yeah, right. It's like,
no
well, he might
way,
be
yeah.
naked, so that'll be a little weird.
Yeah.
Change your clothes, once in a while.
But you don't want to do
Dress
that
you
when
up.
I would hate to have that already set up and you end up being 90. So then you come back, you can't even walk or anything. So you're just,
Well, here's the thing: is that like let's say like things don't happen at the speed that we think it's going to happen. At least
Sure.
the futurists and the scientists that are working on this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Say you come back 200 years later and they find technology, find ways where you can upload all your brain chemistry.
right.
What?
So you don't
So
really
you live in the
actually-
Matrix.
Yeah. So basically,
Plug it
like
back in.
I don't.
These
really
are
need this
conversations when you
body.
have a shitload of fucking money, man. These are rich
Rich
conversations.
people problems.
Yeah, man.
But check this out. So if you have a savings, let's say
A
like
savings?
Let's say
I have $2,000 in my savings at this moment.
That's perfect.
right.
Oh,
But this costs what, over $200,000?
Okay, that's
Or
that,
more.
that's
Is there a Groupon?
it's not like you paid $200,000,
Up
when
front.
you up front. It's like a kind of like a life insurance policy.
payment
Okay,
plan.
a payment plan while you're dead. I like that.
All right, so let's say you want to save some money, so when you want to come back,
Okay.
all right, you come back and you're like, well, I'm that old. All my descendants are like, I don't want him around because I was living off of all his money from Power 106.
Okay, okay.
Back in the day, So you have to think about that, and I started thinking about, well, I got to save myself some money if I come back,
Mm-hmm.
but that money hopefully is going to be managed, and that $2,000 is going to be compounded over the next 100, 200 years.
Sure,
you
sure.
might be a billionaire from that
True,
$2,000
very
when you
true,
come out.
yeah,
If
man.
money still is a valuable
relevant,
currency,
yeah.
you know what I mean. So,
What would you come back as, though? Because this hasn't happened yet. So are you just going to be Steve and you're going to wake up 200 years later and be like, oh, here I am and I'm back?
That's what's so exciting. You just have no idea.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, you have no idea what's on the other side, man.
Hey, but at least you're trying something instead of just giving up and being dead. At least you have some
it's
small
not
hope.
giving up when you're dead. I mean, you're dead, you're dead. You know what I'm saying? But
There's
yeah.
a small window of hope, I guess.
Small window of hope, and you just keep yourself alive.
Here's another interesting thought. You know, like people do die and they come back to life.
Mm-hmm.
People, not like Jesus style, but like like people do die and they get resuscitated. They're declared dead. Their heart stopped.
Sure.
Brain was like starting to decay, and they came back to life maybe a minute, 2 minutes later, right?
Yep.
So I mean, here's like this process where, you died, you're like in this holding pattern, or whatever you want to call it, and you come back to life instead of like 2 minutes later. You come back to life maybe 20 years later because we got the technology. To like be able to zzz your brain to the point where it's like, hey, oh yeah, it's like it's the same kind of defibrillation, but you know when we had the technology to do it.
Yeah. Have you ever tried acid?
I did. Yeah.
You did, right?
You can tell.
Did that get you here?
Dude, I want to try acid
because
so
I
bad.
want it.
Yeah, I was 13. I was
13.
My poor growing little brain just got
frying in there, man.
Fried.
Destroyed.
Right. I'll Sleep When I'm Dead on Netflix.
Yeah.
You have to watch
Amazing.
it. Steve Aoki. Please hang out for a little bit. Let's play a round of Heads Up.
Oh,
Okay.
Stevie Hoagie?
You know how to play Heads Up with Steve Aoki? Yeah, let's do it. Right? Are
My
you down?
first time. It's my first
It's
time.
your first time.
Oh,
Here's the
okay.
deal, though. Loser gets caked by Steve Aoki on
Oh
the
my
Cruz
God.
show.
Who's playing?
You and Todd.
Oh,
You're very competitive. You're very good.
Yes, I am.
Crystal B can be good. Todd is extremely competitive
I
and
won
very
with
smart.
Usher.
I lost
did.
with Usher, so
That's right.
There you
damn
go.
it.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Heads Up
Great.
next with the very frozen Steve Aoki. He is living forever, ladies and gentlemen. Cruz Show,
Oh my
Power
God.
106. I'll sleep when I'm dead.